Love is not about looking at each other, but about looking together in the same direction. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Imagine a couple in love, exchanging intense glances, living magical moments. But what if I told you that this alone doesn't guarantee lasting love? Think about how many stories started this way and ended on separate paths. What was missing? True love is not just about the enchantment of two gazes meeting, but the harmony of two hearts walking toward the same destination. This quote by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry carries a powerful lesson about relationships and life. Loving is not enough. You must build together. When two people share dreams, values, and goals, love becomes a journey of mutual growth. Without this deep connection, a passionate look can fade over time, and love can slip away like sand through fingers. Now, stop and think. Are you and the person you love looking in the same direction? If not, maybe it's time to understand that true love is not just about being next to someone but walking alongside them toward a shared purpose. And this truth can change everything. In just a moment, you will hear a real and touching story that proves exactly that. The love that defied destiny. The choice that changed everything. It was a cold and rainy night when Gabriel received the worst call of his life. On the other end of the line, a trembling voice announced that fate had played one of its cruel tricks. His wife, Laura, was between life and death. But what would truly devastate Gabriel was not just the possibility of losing her, but the terrible choice he would have to make in just a few hours. How do you make such a cruel decision when you love more than anything? Gabriel and Laura's story had always been marked by challenges. They met during a difficult phase in their lives, both broken in different ways. Gabriel, a man who had lost everything, from his family to his hope, and Laura, a free-spirited woman who hid a past filled with pain. Together, they found a reason to move forward. But destiny always finds a way to test even the strongest loves. That night, Gabriel was about to discover just how far his courage could take him. The couple lived in a small town surrounded by mountains. Laura, a talented painter, brought color to Gabriel's life, a former investor who had gone bankrupt and started over as a teacher. They had a cozy little apartment, decorated with Laura's artwork and memories of the trips they had taken together. The town was peaceful, but that night felt like a nightmare. The phone rang, and Gabriel rushed to the hospital, unaware that the greatest decision of his life awaited him. Upon arriving at the hospital, Gabriel found the doctors with grave expressions. The accident had been brutal. Laura was unconscious, and the tests revealed something even more shocking. She carried a secret. She was pregnant. But there was a problem. The doctors said only one could survive. Gabriel had to choose between saving Laura or the baby. How do you decide when love is at stake? Gabriel's heart pounded. His world was falling apart, and every minute was precious. He looked at Laura, intubated, her skin pale and eyes closed, while the medical team waited for his decision. What if it were you, he thought. What would Laura do in my place? But time was cruel, and he had to decide. Whatever choice he made would change his life forever. Gabriel remembered a conversation with Laura years ago. If I ever have to choose between my life and our child's, please save the baby, she had said. But how could he accept losing the love of his life? Could he break his promise and try to save Laura instead? Or should he honor her wish and let his own heart shatter? The doctors stepped closer, waiting for his answer. Gabriel felt his soul scream. Time seemed to freeze. You need to decide now, the doctor urged. In a moment of pure despair, Gabriel made his choice. But he had no idea that fate still had one more surprise in store. The surgery began, and Gabriel waited in a cold room, his trembling hands clasped together. The hours passed like sharp blades, and then the doctor appeared. I'm sorry, Gabriel, but... The piercing silence that followed made his world go dark. Everything was lost. Or was it? Gabriel fell to his knees, stunned, when he heard a faint cry. A miracle had happened. The baby had survived. But what about Laura? The doctors had no hope. He held the baby's tiny hand, promising never to leave them alone. But then, something unbelievable happened. Laura's heart monitor beeped. She was alive. Months later, Gabriel held Laura's hand as they watched their child sleep. They had defied destiny. Their love proved that when two people look in the same direction, no obstacle is insurmountable. But what about you? What would you have done in Gabriel's place? Would you have chosen differently? Leave your comment and share this story to inspire more people. And don't forget to subscribe for more emotional stories.